apologize for being a little bit late. Just trying to get things up and going for our December craft club. And this month, oh my gosh, that like made my hair go cockeyed. Sorry about that. Um, it feels like it's falling out. Kind of a lazy Sunday, although I did have to work. So one of my other jobs. I'm glad you are here to share. So I am going for this next year. I'm going to be doing some craft clubs where we will get together and I will teach you some new things. So if you are wanting in for the January craft club, I'm going to be doing some watercoloring on acrylics. So hopefully that will interest you and you will be excited to come along and craft with me. The idea behind the craft club is that you're crafting and I'm crafting and we're doing it all together. So if you're coming on in, make sure you go ahead and say hello, say where you're coming from, and what is the craft project you are currently working on. Hopefully you're pulling it out. The cool thing is it's kind of on the honor system, right? Because I can't see you. Maybe if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Facebook, I can bring you in if you are able to do that, if you are crafting. So say hello. My name is Dory with Prairie Scraps, and I'm here on YouTube and Facebook for our December craft club. And I'm just going to be crafting as we kind of chat for the evening. Let me know if you're planning on crafting with me. I'm hoping that this will give you like some incentive to do something. And I'm not necessarily saying you have to go out buy a bunch of craft supplies to do whatever we're doing for the month, but I think it's a good idea to just have some time out, some therapy, some girls' time. Maybe grab a glass of wine or hot cocoa or whatever it is that trips your trigger. Coffee, for me, I guess it's a sparkling water. So I don't mind if I do. So anyway, tell me what you're working on. I'd love to hear. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the crafting. Like I said, I'm pretty excited because and I'm hoping I could do this one because, oh my goodness, I opened up my camel because I'm going to do my train that I haven't done yet. I did one, I sold it, and here we are. I am needing to do my own. So it's not too late to pull out those Christmas crafts if you didn't get them done. But anyway, I am way low. I added some water to this. I'm hoping because it kind of dried up. I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since I've used it. This is my camel that I've been using for painting. And then this is the one I added baking soda to, if you guys have been following me at all. Last year, I tried to do the boho look with baking soda in my paste. Didn't work out so wonderful. So that one was also very dry. So I added some water to the top. Too much water, in fact. I've got it all over here on my surface. So I will put you down so you can take a look at that and do join in and let me know what you're up to. I'm trying to get this cord out of the middle. Don't ask me where it came from. Well, I know where it came from. It came from my light. So, and I should probably plug in my phone because I've had it going all day too. So anyway, sorry for all the technical difficulties right off the bat, but I promise I will try to just keep it moving. So I have this train set. It's just called the train. And then I also have the add-on, and my mantle is large enough to do all of it. So that's my plan, is to do all, I think is there 4 pieces in this one, 5 pieces in this one. So this train has 5 pieces and they're interchangeable. You can add them on to each other. They have little movable hinges on them, which is kind of fun. And they come painted white already. So they're pretty neutral as is. And like the nativity set, I'm going to be watching to make sure that we get them lined up right with the transfer. If you remember. Oh goodness. Well, it's kind of coming softer. I don't know. We'll see if we can get this moving. The cool thing about chalk paste is that it is water soluble. So put distilled water in there if your chalk paste kind of comes hard like this. And when they get low, they do tend to go dry faster. So it is a thing. And it's been a few weeks. It probably has actually been a month since I've used my camel. And to be fair, these camels these camels. These pastes, these two pastes, I by accident, I ordered two by accident. Two camels, 2 years last Christmas, not this last Christmas, but 2 years ago. And yeah, I didn't mean to get so much camel. And then to make matters worse, not only did I buy two, but I also opened both of them thinking I hadn't opened it yet. So anyway, for the longest time, I've had two camels open, two camels here. And then I used one of them because if you've been on any of mine before, camel's not my favorite color. It always like a little bit scares me. It's kind of dark and not exactly my favorite color, but it is the perfect color for gingerbread. So that's why I'm going to use it. And now that gingerbread has been trendy, hello, hello. If you're coming on in, make sure you say hello. If you have been in on the trends, gingerbreads have been, it kind of started last year and I wasn't about it. So I still really didn't join in. But this year I'm coming to love it. It definitely looks more neutral. Gingerbread does. Looks more neutral. So all I did was I poured some water on top and now it's starting to soak in, soften up. So I'm just trying to break up the big pieces here. And this one looks kind of white because like I said, I added in baking soda to try to make this a textured type of like chalk paint looking thing in my paste. And it didn't work out for me. So I'm going to just try to add in some water and see how it works out for me this year. I don't know. I gave up and it's just been sitting there. So I'm trying to reconstitute that. Okay. And then this is the one I've been using this season and it is just about done. So we're going to try to get that also reconstituted and reworked in. But the other thing I want to do, try to get the sides off, get those crunchies off and put in there. Put them in the water for a little bit. It doesn't usually take too long. A lot of times, if you've seen me painting things, I will mist the top of lower, when they get low in the bottle, I will mist the top of it a little bit. So I guess this is our first project here. And the other thing I thought about doing here, because I don't think this is going to be enough to do my whole project. First of all, I need a wipe. Which, by the way, the last time I worked, I left it open, so my top wipe is not so wet, which is crazy. But I also have this one that somehow, I don't know, it kind of dried up in the paste packet. So my plan is to just add this into this regular one, not the one with the baking soda, because I don't want to really intermix those. I'm actually getting warm. It is cold outside here. Tell me how your weather is. It's cold in Idaho, and it was pouring rain most of the day. It's kind of a gross rain. So, all right. So I'm going to I guess I could have just cut that whole thing off because this is not going to help me get it out. I'm just going to put this dried up version from the packet because it's still paste and it's still water-based in the paste packet. This doesn't happen too often. And as a customer, if this ever happens to you that your paste packet dries up, this just may be an old one. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm going to try to get these bits and pieces. Oh boy, it's so dry. Into my jar here. And like I said, I don't usually mix my pastes at all because I don't like to put old paste in with new paste. But these are both old, equally old at least. And I'm just going to try to get the colors in there. Not get the packaging in there, of course. See if we can get it out of there. It is very stuck in here and very dried up. So this might be a fail. We might have to just resort to my second thought, and that is, well, I could, paint in my train. So what would you prefer? A colored train, or would you prefer the gingerbread train? Tell me what your preference is. So I don't know. I guess I should have. Seems kind of like crickets tonight. I don't know. I was trying to do an event to see if I could get more people involved, but it's looking like it's failing for me on Facebook. I don't know. Sometimes I wish they would just straightforward show things and quit being so tricky and anti-small business owner, I guess. I don't know. Just share it out. I was trying to do something different, so maybe it would pick it up in the algorithm. All right, we're getting some of this out. I know this kind of looks, this is like in an unofficial way. This is like getting the bottom of your mask out or your, facial cream out of the bottle. That's kind of what this feels like. It's like all kind of dried up here, but I want to save it all, at least make this package worthwhile. But it's almost like clay. It looks like clay. It feels like clay, just chunks. But I think if we add it into the pot here, and when I paint, if you saw my nativity scene when I was painting that, I always kind of like a wet brush anyway. So, and I water it down a little, so that's going to work out. I don't know. This is not very, I feel like I'm not really getting a whole lot out of here. I don't know what this, I thought it was at a kit or something. I don't know. It just sort of popped up. So maybe I've had it around way too long. So note to self, when you're buying pastes, if you're not thinking you're going to use it up very much, buy the singles, because they really do. They are going to have, they're sort of like your makeup because they don't have any preservatives in them. They are definitely going to have a life expectancy, right? So they don't dry up like overnight or in the next day, but you definitely don't want to buy a whole bunch of chalks you can't utilize right off the bat too. So if you're kind of doing a smaller project here and there and not doing a lot of crafting, be sure you buy your craft. Jeez, that was a big mess, wasn't it? All right, buy your craft projects, your craft paints and pastes in quantities that you can use up in a reasonable amount of time. All right. This is kind of messy little endeavor here, but thanks for bearing with me if you are. All right, let's get our fingers clean. This baking soda one is actually looking more promising right now than this one. I'm going to get a little more water in it. It's kind of, let me show you that. So I'm hoping this will just inspire you to, if you are overwhelmed and have tons, if you're a crafter and have tons of stuff piled up, or maybe you had that one craft project you wanted to do and you haven't had it sitting there for a while, hoping this will just inspire you to open it up and get it out and start working on it. Just do it. Don't feel like you have to have everything perfection before you start. So that's what the craft club is going to be all about. And we're going to be teaching some new things, techniques. I've got some new things going on. I know one of my friends was asking me, when are you going to start Valentine's Day? And tomorrow is, I usually go live every Monday and Thursday on Facebook. And then my extras are always on YouTube. I try to do everything on YouTube. Get the rest of this back into the thing here. See if we can't get some of this worked up. I don't want the lumps on my brush though, so we'll be a little bit careful about that. This feels loose. So anyway, a little more. I had overextended water. Too much water. I used the bottle. That was my problem. Use the bottle. So I have this one. You can see the difference. It's kind of like got a whitish look to it. And then this one, I know I said I wasn't going to mix them, but both of these are really on the end of their life. I'm actually going to have to order some more camelin. I thought I'd never say that after accidentally opening two of them up, but I don't have any on hand. So anyway, just trying to get some of that worked in. Soak up, maybe moving. This some of that hard stuff off to the side. All right, and probably we'll have to do these in 2 coats. So 2 coats of camel to get these covered. So the first step is really just trying to get coverage on my trains. And so this is a little too watery and possibly a little too many lumps, but we're gonna just do our best. Work with what we got, because I don't know. Do you have any thoughts? Would you prefer to have, oh, I've got paint everywhere, I guess. I really splattered there. Did I get it on myself? Would you prefer more of the neutrality of the gingerbread train, or would you prefer a colored train? I'd love to hear what you think. I've been wanting to do this because I've got kind of a tree thing going on my mantle. I have a really big mantle, so I need the full train with the add-on. I can't just do, I'm definitely getting some pieces still here. I can't do just the train of 5 pieces. I'm going to need, oh, I did say I was going to make sure we were going the right direction here. And I maybe should have kept them. I guess this one doesn't make a difference. I don't know. And I am thinking about doing the sides too, so I think it'll just look nice. I know my other train set, I did put a little snow on top. I'm going to think about that. I might not do the snow this time. It was kind of difficult to pack away, so I might do the sides though, just so we don't have these white sides here. They're so far not posing to be too hard. You know how I am about doing painting surfaces. I don't like to. I like to just get ahead with get on with the crafting part. Okay, I think I see that one. This is the add-on pack. Maybe I should do the sides first. That would be smart, right? That way when you look at them, oop, definitely messy. Well, we're having fun, aren't we? Having fun. If you're interested in my January craft club, go ahead and put Jan, Jan, down below. Or if you are on YouTube, feel free to text the number in my information. I will get that on there as soon as I get off. I don't have the ability to put all my information there until after it's recorded, so I apologize for the delay, but do send Jan to me and I will get you added to my January notifications so that you know about it. All right, there's the second one. All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the caboose and it needs to go this way. Now, I probably should do both sides, to be honest. And I'm going to forget about the sides altogether. Just so that when you look at it, you don't see the white sides. And also, I learned from doing the nativity scenes. I've done 5 of them so far now. And I think I'm going to make 3 more for my kids that don't have one. So that they each get one, either when they move out on their own or get married, one of the two. But it's hard to keep the sides really nice and crisp white. You have to end up going back with, I don't know, it's a dilemma. Like either you have to be really careful about not getting the sides or go back with sandpaper, kind of take it off. But neither one is really easy. So I don't know. I think this time I'm just going to go ahead and do these. All right, here is the engine, and this is going the right way. This is the front side. So I may go back and do the back side, but I first want to get really good coverage on the front before I run out of product. So maybe the back will get done, maybe it won't. And so I'm looking for this. I've got all kinds of like brush trees. I've got some on my mantle, brush trees. I've got some trees that My daughter, not embroidered, crocheted me for Christmas. I was so excited. She's getting so talented as a crocheter. I'm so impressed. And then she made me a little snowman that's even so adorable, so adorable. So anyway, she was making trees and didn't realize that I had a tree thing going. So I've got some like flannel trees. I've got some, I love the brush trees, some really big brush trees I've got. And then I'm trying to think what else I got. Different trees. None of the lighted trees. I have a different lighted tree. I don't know. I'm just kind of into the trees right now. So I thought this, and I do that in like, I have a garland, a lighted garland across my mantle. Got it on the buckle there, and I don't want it on the buckle. Okay. So this one, let's see if we can find it. Yep, this looks like the correct way. So I thought this intermingled in the garland would just make it look really nice. So that's my plan, is to put this in there. And because it's gingerbread, it's kind of neutral. I don't have to worry about matching colors or anything. If I decide to just do one color, I tend to do neutral colors. Hello, Wanda. Good to see you. So glad you're here. If you'd be so kind and sprinkle me out, that would be wonderful help for me. Looks like I'm just not getting a whole lot of views out there right now. So hopefully having somebody in there. Are you crafting along tonight for our craft club? And tonight's is just get something out. Get one of those things that's on your pile of things to do for crafting. Get it out and let's just do it, right? So here I've got 3 of those already painted. We'll get another sheet out here to put them on. It's kind of nice to put them on these little boards. They come on so they dry. There we go. As you can see, they just sit on there. That one's too skinny. I think most crafters kind of just have lots of piles of things to do, right? I don't think this one's going to matter. It's pretty even Steven. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint it. This isn't coming out too bad with this paste. It's looking pretty good. It does have some, just about the time I say that, there's going to be some issues with there's going to be some lumps, but it's good. I'm working to get the lumps off. So just want to get this around the edges. I think this is the hardest part, is like getting the background painted. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. If I can, I'll try to get, and these are pre-painted white. So if you just wanted to do these black and then kind of fill them in or do all different colors, definitely seen some really cute trains. I think they're still available. So they might even, I'm pretty sure they're 80% on the 80% off sale. So if you wanted to do one of these, it's not too late. It's not too late. I want to just encourage you. It's okay. Like everything before Christmas really does. If you're a mom, you have lots of people to get gifts for. It ends up being, all about getting everybody else's stuff ready and not our own. So here we are after Christmas. This was a project, kind of a selfishly so. We're having a craft club this month just to get together and get those projects going. So I'd love to have you go back into the event, even though it's going to say it's over with, and take a look and add what craft you worked on to get done. And I don't care if it's not done, if it's not perfect, you don't have to perfectly take a picture, but I would love to see pictures of what you worked on. What were you inspired to do for crafting? Or maybe you can do, something for next year's gifts. So you're not like me waiting till the last minute doing everybody's stuff, right? Like, think ahead. That's a good thing. Okay. Kind of awkward around this little brass piece here. All right. Put that there. All right. Let's get around the edges. This is actually working out pretty well, this end of the pot camel here. Working out. Definitely need another coat because I can see through. It's hard to get underneath here. I don't want that white showing through. I think it won't because it's near the buckles. All right, here we go. Also, I'm noticing it kind of pulls in the little corners, little recesses here. All right, let's get the front. How you doing, Wanda? Are you crafting with me today? What do you got to work on? What's on your craft pile? And this isn't to make you feel guilty about not having things done or not having just all the right materials. Trust me, I know all about this. Is that the right way? About the time. Oop, that looks like I did it all right. All right, here we go. A little bit much on there. So my hubby is still sick. Still sick. Keep in mind that this will be available on YouTube forever infinite. You could just look up Craft Club, December Craft Club, and you will be able to watch this at any time. Go back and watch the whole thing. Fast forward. I do try to put the time codes on it so that you can see where I'm doing what. So if you don't want to watch all the painting done, that's a good place to go. Once I get done here, I'll do the editing on my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, Facebook does not have that capacity, so I can't do it there. Okay, get that one out of there. Here, just stuck my fingers in it. Okay, I think we'll go back to our original ones here and do a second coat. This seems backwards to me, but because this is the caboose. So it seems sort of backwards. I always think of the caboose being at the right side of the train and the engine being at the left. I don't know. I'm sure they're, they go both ways on the tracks. That's for sure. I know that. But for some reason, to me, every time I've set up the trains, I feel like they're backwards. So I clearly have like a way I want to do it. All right, let's do the front, get it nice and even. I think we're doing good. We might have to do a third coat. It's not too bad. Some of these could be done on both sides for sure because they're evenly spaced. I honestly don't think it would be hard to figure out to do all of them. So you could do like gingerbread on one side and paint it on the other. But I think like the engine's not going to be both ways. So that's the one part that's sort of difficult. The engine and the caboose go a certain way only, one way only. Try to get that lump out of there. Oops. And nice even strokes on there. Go. Hi Cheryl, how are you? Have you pulled out any craft projects to craft along tonight. Love to have you craft along. I'll even bring you on if you are. I'm just doing a Christmas project that never got my own Christmas project. I did everybody else's Christmas projects right up until Christmas, as you guys all know. I was hustling it this Christmas, trying to get everything done. So, of course, craft shows were a big thing. Then I had, you know, family stuff going on the 2 weeks before, so that was not expected either. So, thankfully, my girls held it together for me at the craft show. They did a great job. It was awesome. Got a little lump in there. I want the lumps to stay in there and work its way out and become smooth. You do want to be sort of quick about it, let it dry between coats, because you don't want it to start lifting off. It will, if you're painting a surface with chalk paint, it will kind of lift up an old coat if it, you know, because when you reconstitute it, it gets re-wet. So just be careful that you're not rubbing too many times. It's better to just do a few, you know, even coats, lighter coats, than doing a heavy, you know, trying to do a heavy one just so you get complete coverage faster. You know, I'm all about trying to do the fast, trying to get it done quicker, trying to do the quickest route to getting it done, but it pays to just do the extra coats to have a nice even coat. So I'm just telling you from experience, do lighter coats, several lighter coats than one or two really heavy coats, because your second coat will start lifting up your first coat, unfortunately, because it will just reactivate it. So don't wipe too many times. Don't brush on. Just try to, I think the next one, I probably won't have to do the coat around the edges. I think I'll be able to just do so for be sure to go in the group, even if you like it takes you till later this week to get your project done. I would love to see what your projects are done. In my private crafting group, Prairie Scraps Chalkin, please share, because we want to be kind of a community of cheering on all fellow crafters. So go ahead and share in there. And it's not about perfection at all. It's about crafting, using crafts as your therapy, right? Can't be therapeutic if you're always trying to make everything perfect. Sometimes just let it go and enjoy the space. So that's what we're doing here. All right. Trying to pick it up by that metal bracket. I'm probably going to have to go through and wipe off all the brackets because they're getting painted. All right. So all of these have had 2 coats. Any of those places where we get like kind of some lumps in it, I can go back with a little bit of sandpaper and just take those lumps off a little bit. So definitely don't want them there for painting. I love that this paste is not non-toxic and water-based, because I am definitely getting my fingers into it, and it's not gonna cause me any health problems from it. Doesn't have a smell. There's a sometimes if you, I don't know, we have some more water in here. See, I knew that would come in handy. Sometimes the lumps will kind of work their way out if you rub the brush in it. Really good. Either place in the jar or in individually. Okay. This one, I think. It's kind of a messy doings here, trying to get the outside edges. So we did a cleaning job. And, you know, it's kind of come to the light. It's kind of come to my attention that some people think I don't actually work because I don't really like advertised everything. And I think, you know, I don't know, there's this stigma because I teach piano lessons. I actually have 3 businesses I own, and then I do have another job I do as well. So really 4. One's not a business. One's just helping out some friends. But because I don't, you know, go out there anyway, there's kind of a thought process that I'm just a stay-at-home mom making my husband work for me. That was stated to me. So I'm feeling like, well, the truth is I probably don't. Ooh, that was on my shirt. It's a good thing it's washable. I'll just have to get it with some water before I put it in the laundry. Anyway. It's kind of frustrating. Even if I was a stay-at-home mom, like that is our decision to do, and it's my husband's decision. But apparently there's some family that have opinions and think I'm working my husband and not doing anything and making him serve me. So anyway, that was the thought process. But come to find out, I actually work a ton. Probably more than you would if you just went to a job 40 hours a week, because businesses always stay open. They stay open. If you're self-employed, raise your hand. You probably know what I'm talking about. It's hard to let it shut down, or, you know, people are asking things. You're always answering questions, or at least checking your emails and things. Well, I'm not so great at emails, but I'm at least checking my messages, my texts and my messages. So, but it's hard to shut it off. Just constantly thinking about it, working, trying to think of the new angle. And crafting, even though it is my therapy, it's also a small business for me. So probably has the most like work put into it with the least pay, so to speak. All right, we got through. So anyway, it's frustrating when somebody, and I've had that people say that too, like about even homeschooling is pretty much a full-time job. So this time I'm just going to go around, do the top. One more coat. Try to get some more coverage. I don't know, I may have watered it down too much. Like one of the other moms was like, well, we can just do it during the day. I'm like, I homeschool during the day because I do make a priority to homeschool my girls in the morning. They go to choir in the afternoon, then sports after school usually. And then 2 days a week, I teach piano lessons, piano and guitar in my home. And I do a lot. I have I think I have 15 students, or 12, no, I have 11 students right now. 11 active students, and I do them in 2 days back to back in a few hours. So trying to be, you know, utilizing my time as best as I can. And I don't know, I think there's this perception that because I teach piano that it's like a luxury or something. I do it because I like it, or you know what I mean? Like, it is a job. It's a job. It's hard work. Teaching people's kids, especially nowadays, like people do not put practice in the forefront as a priority. So trying to get kids to practice on their own is crazy. They don't. It's just like brushing their teeth. Kids don't practice without their parents saying, you need to practice. It's just a thing. I don't know. I don't know what to say. If you think that your kids are going to practice without any sort of reminders, got another thing coming. And it's not like sports, where sports you just show up and you get to play and everybody gets a trophy pretty much these days. It's not like that. Music is very much an individual endeavor, and you do have to put the time in outside of going to your teacher's house. And so it's really hard to convey that message to people, parents these days. So not all of them. Some of them are really good at getting their kids to practice, but they're getting fewer and fewer to. So it's more of like, it's pretty stressful teaching kids with parents who think they're just going to practice on their own and they don't have to remind them or even give them time to practice in, because a lot of my students are just so overextended, they're not practicing. So that's hard. It's hard. It's stressful. I don't know how to teach kids something that used to take hours and hours of practice. I don't know. There's no easy way to learn an instrument. That's all I can say about it. So I do that 2 days a week, every single week when school is in session. And so that's one of my jobs. And then, of course, I homeschool my own kids, which is, even though our school system has 4-day work weeks, we do a 5, because the 5th day is, thank God, not interrupted by public school, because my girls go to choir at the public school every day for the 4 days, and then the 5th day we take it as an opportunity to catch up on things that get interrupted by all the activities at the school, like having to sing at the basketball games or having to do singing Valentine's here pretty soon. So there's just, it's always a lot. Always a lot. And then I have a cleaning business. So we go out and do that too. That was today, cleaning business. And so I finally kind of added up my hours, because I was without the homeschooling added in. Because for my paid hours, I'm actually, without having my crafting, with just my piano lessons and my cleaning business, 2 of my 3 businesses that I own. And then I added in my other one where I go and do some caregiving. I added all that up, and I am actually working like 49 hours a week. So the fact that people think I'm not working is crazy. And super unappreciative. Thankfully, it's not my husband, but yeah. Now I'm worried because it was said to my face that I wasn't working. So now I'm worried. So anyway, that's why, needless to say, it's a long story to say I'm working, I'm busy, trying to make a living. And crafting, yep, it's fun, it's therapy, but I also, overall, out of all those businesses and jobs, I would much rather be crafting. So for the most part, my crafting does not get supported by those other businesses, but I would really like it if I could maybe quit some of those other businesses. That would be the best. That would be awesome. So that's my goal, maybe, for just to keep increasing my crafting business. It's not so much about me. I just want to help other people make pretty things, enjoy making pretty things. Okay. What do you think? Are they looking? Here's what they're looking like. I might turn them over and do at least one coat on the backside, just because the backsides kind of look messy right now. Let's get some more water in here. That way, if they're on my mantle and you accidentally see the backside, you don't see like a stinking mess. Just going to quickly go through and try to get try is the key word here, because I've got some lumps here. Get those off. Just get a coat on here. I probably need just as many coats on the back sides as I do the fronts, but they're kind of pooling on the back, so I want to even that out. I don't want it to look so messy on the back side. No mess all the way around. Make it look nice for myself, because I deserve to have something look nice, right? We all do. This will, even though I'm turning it over, it'll give that other side a chance to dry up even firmer, because the longer you can get the coat to set up. I suppose I should have done this earlier, but never doing that. Never prepare. I try to prepare, but you know. Trying to get that all mixed in. Actually, just adding water to this and adding some more of that paste in there from the singles packet has made this last quite a long time. So I'm impressed. Even if I knew that was I wasn't sure if I was gonna have enough. Let's just put it that way. Just wasn't sure. Let me get that lump out of there. And not pull it up around the edges. Okay. Get the engine done. See, that looks pretty messy on the back side. So I'm just trying to make it look a little better on the back side by doing a single coat. And that gives the front a little bit more time to dry and set, so when we go back to do the painting or do the chalking, we'll be able to. That one's pretty messy, isn't it? Well, this other one has kind of gotten better, but it's still looking messy. Still, it's, you know, it's chunky because I put the baking soda in it to make it look more. It's supposed to make it, I don't know, have a texture, I guess. Go. See, this is a good idea to get the backside. And actually, my paste is now a little bit thicker, and so it's going on darker on the first chance. Let's see. Just even it out. It's not going to be perfect, but, you know, who needs perfect? Never is, right? It wouldn't be homemade. But I'm pretty sure this whole set is still very available, so let me know if you want the train. Just put train down below if you want information on how to get this. It's actually on sale, so it's like 80% off, which is a great deal. I definitely paid more than that. Oops, I got some smudges on there. Oops, that is a really big chunk there. Come off of there. Get those in there. Get them mixed in. Actually, I kind of like the fact that you can use these the end of the bottle, the end of the jar of paste for painting, because it just goes on smoother when you do. All right, let's see. And you can kind of use up all those little scraps this way too. So the backs aren't absolutely perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. It won't scream white. This one is lighter. It's kind of a vicious circle. Like, this one is lighter, so then I paint it, and then you're like, so is this one. I think those first couple I did were a little lighter than the rest. It was thinner. This one might be a little thinner too, because I added water. There we go. All right. Really, I'm not going for the second coat. It is easier just to do the front, you know, for time-wise. Because you don't have to get all the edges. But, I don't know, looking good. Let's get it dried up here a little bit. It's definitely lighter than the rest. They're drying up nice and quickly, though. All right, I'm just gonna do this one again because it's pretty light. I think I'm gonna shut this one. I am gonna put some water on top of it. I do use purified water. Yeah, purified water just has less of the germs and things in it. Regular water has lots of things that microbes and things that are in it that can cause it to mold, which you don't want in your paste because they start to smell. If you ever have one kind of mold up, it probably was that it got impurities into it. It's kind of a pain, and it smells bad. If you could get through the smell, it's probably not horrible. Like, you could probably use it, but it's probably better if you just throw it away. It doesn't happen very often. It hasn't happened to me for a long time, so just spent. What did I just? I threw something on the ground. Okay. Just going to get this down into it. So I'm still got plenty of use in this little jar, I think. I am definitely going to set that aside and then get some more water on the top just to keep it going, keep it getting moist. So we've got those two, but I definitely do need to have some more camel. Oops, that was not intentional. Put this aside. At some point, I'm going to have to order some camel. I'm running out. All right, we are going to get down to business now. I think I'll put this aside. And thinking about using, instead of using bright white, using vanilla. This is my almost out vanilla. Yeah, there's definitely nothing. This one I can use for painting, but I cannot use it for anything else. I think I've got the new one back here. Oh, that was it, right on top. And then I also want to get wax on all of these. So let's see. First, let's get some wax before I forget. So these are wood, and yes, I painted them, but the biggest reason I want to go with wax, whoops, that one's still wet. This one's got some wet paste here. Okay. Maybe you need to turn them right side up to make sure they're okay. I want to do the wax so it seals it up and it doesn't come off. It does kind of bring out the color more too. So you can see they're kind of right before your eyes. They get a little more dark. You do start to see like brush strokes. Wax, you don't want to use too much or it will kind of be messy for you. So that one is done. Kind of do them in the order I've been doing them. Just a little dab will do you for the wax. You don't want to do too much wax. It does darken it actually. But mostly the reason I'm doing the wax coat on here is that I don't, when I put my stencil transfer on here, I don't want it to come off. I don't want the paint, like when I peel it off, I don't want it to peel off my paint that I painted on here, so the paste. So we want the base coat to stay. We don't want to leave white gaps in it. Since we are working so hard to get all the sides and edges and everything, I want to keep it that way. All right, I think that was, I don't know anymore. Which was the right side? This is the right side here. They're starting to look the same to me. Oops, this one maybe got too much. And wax is something you can wax on, wax off, right? Like the more you wax, the more you rub it, the more it's going to shine up. And sometimes if you wax too much, it will like keep from your next coat going on. That one might be difficult, sadly. For some reason I got a big dab of wax on that last one, so it is shinier than the rest. Hopefully our paste will work on it. Sometimes that is a disaster. Too much wax can be a problem, so I don't even know which one is. I think it's this side. Hello, Tony. Thanks for joining in. Doing a craft club tonight. Just trying to encourage everybody. I know the holidays probably took everything out of everybody, right? Like I'm just trying to encourage everybody to just get those crafts out, get something done. Whether it's your Christmas stuff that didn't get done for yourself, that's what I'm doing. All right, I think we're down to this one. Seems like I've gotten them all. The one thing about the wax coat is it can bring out, issues with it. It can make them look, bring out the imperfections a little bit, but it's going to be okay. Just kind of see this one has got, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it was wet there or what happened, but it's okay. We're going to go with it. All right, we got the base coat. And now for the fun part, right? Now for the fun part. I think I've got enough room now to do all of these right here without using my cardboard. I keep all the cardboards. Let's see. Let's do this one first. So, all right. So this one's straight. Do we know which one's which? Maybe that one. Maybe I should have kept them separate. That would have been smart. This one, the train, engine. I don't know. This one probably. There's 5 in this one, and the 3. I think that's this. 3 on top. Yeah. This one kind of looks similar. This one right here. It's hard to tell them apart. Okay. So this train set I've already used once. And it's got other elements. So this is the train transfer. I've got the engine right here. There's lots of extra elements that you could put on if you were doing it in color. That would be a great thing to do. You could do all kinds of extra add-ons if you want in different colors, but I am going for neutral to make it look like they're gingerbread cookies. You could put some textured snow on it. That would be fun. I did that the last time with our sea spray. All right, here we go. I think I'm just going to use a mini with our vanilla. Vanilla is, I have to say, like vanilla and espresso were my like the food flavors. They were my favorite colors that came out this last season. Tomorrow I'm going to be speaking of seasons, tomorrow I'll start into, I don't know what time I'll go tomorrow. I'm kind of thinking about running. We bought I shouldn't say we, my daughter bought a Ditto. She's been watching the Ditto machine. I don't know if you know what that is, but it is, it's a projector to project patterns onto fabric. Okay, we're going to go slow because I'm afraid I put too much wax on some of these. But it looks pretty good. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Looks just like a yummy, yummy cookie, right? So she bought this machine. It has been priced for like 3 years that we've been watching it. It's been priced at almost $800. Well, $799. By the time you pay taxes and stuff, it's $800. It went on sale over the holidays for $199. So she finally was like, I've got the money in my bank account. Can I buy it? And I'm like, yeah, I really can't stop you because it's really hard for her. She's got really long legs. She's taller for a woman. The pattern sizes and patterns are not great anymore. But this, you can computerize it and like put in your sizes and it will project the pattern on your fabric on a cutting board. And then you just cut around the laser pattern. So she's been wanting this for like 3 years now, since 2 or 3 years that it's been out. So she finally invested in it because it went down to $200. She bought it. We got it home, went to set it up. Oops, that one got kind of smeared on the N of Santa's Workshop. I guess I didn't realize that said Santa's Workshop. I would have done something else anyway. Yeah, it makes me sad. Because I don't really do Santa. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't do Santa, so I usually avoid it. Got it home, got it set up, and it's like everything was kind of, oops, this is not the correct one. Everything was already like, I guess it's this one, done. Like, you know, not in its original packing. That's not it either. Goodness. Must be this one. You could totally do this so it wasn't Santa, by the way. But I just missed my chance because they've got like a little number 25 or candy. What does that say? Candy cane lane you could put on that spot, but because I already put Santa, I guess the number 25 would fit there because I already put it there. You'd have to like not do that section and then do it on later because the area's filled out. But so get it all home, and not only is there like somebody had, because it's a pole that goes from floor to ceiling, it braces on the floor and ceiling and then projects out at table level. And because it needs a, you know, spot to be vertical. So anyway, she gets it all out, sets it up. The cords are not, you know, in their original place. All the things are not in there. In fact, we kind of recounted everything because it seemed like something was missing in the spots in the box. And then she got it set up and tried to go online, and somebody had used up all of the free 90-day subscription for it. Well, there's that one. Needless to say, as it turns out, this was a used product that somebody returned, used it for 90 days and returned it for their money back. And they just gave it to her, but she can't use it because the subscription is used up on it. So she came and used it. So it's stuck there. And of course, we're an hour, 15 minutes away, which is really frustrating. And so we were trying to get a hold of them since Thursday at Joanne Fabrics. And anyway, they're like, the only way that we can help you is you have to bring it back. So it's like, great. Awesome. And we're, that's a good $75 in gas to get there. So I'm not happy with them, but I see what they're saying. They can't just reactivate it. They have to like return it and resell it. And of course, now it's gone up in price, but they said they would honor it. But somehow we have to get to there. We were just there last week doing the rest of our Christmas stuff, or, dropping off my son on, I guess it was Thursday, we dropped him off. So it's like, oh, geez, we have no reason to go back to Lewiston. It's going to cost us $100 at least in gas, not to mention you go for that big of a trip, you end up eating there, getting some coffee there. Cute. It's got a little snowflake on it, the door. This is so fast. This is the fast and easy part. So this is kind of fun. So anyway, it was just super disappointing that it was not in the greatest of shit. It wasn't new. Like, what in the world? I don't understand why you'd put it back. All right, the caboose. So anyway, needless to say, this transfer actually works pretty good. I also saw somebody use that banner that I used the other night. If you watched me on Friday night, that's why I couldn't come to you on Thursday, because I went down to Lewiston to take my son back, and we did a little post-Christmas shopping, getting the deals. And now we have to go back again. So I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow, but I will try to get on either before or after we come back from doing that. And we will start with Valentine's Day. That was my long way of saying we will do Valentine's Day. So, all right, let's get this here. I think they're so cute, and I love this vanilla. This vanilla is just kind of a milder version. So I'm just sticking these back. These are washable. You can reuse them up to a dozen times or more sometimes. They've got all the little parts. You could do lots of different things in them. They've got other options. I'm wondering how that, I don't know. I don't like it saying Santa, but I don't know what else to do. I guess I could take it off, but all right, and we're going to open up. So there's two different sets. There's a train set and then the train add-on. This is the train add-on. So you need the transfer and the pieces. What I love about this is it's not like you could do a shorter train if you want. You can add on even more train parts if you want. You don't have to stick with just one size. You can customize it. And also, if you only want to do the short one and not have to buy so many supplies, you don't need as many. You don't have to buy like a giant transfer. This is our B-size transfer, and these are actually all the Christmas things are 80% off right now, and they've even added on some new things. So anyway, this one says hot cocoa on board. That's fun. It's got a little mug on it. Now these we are probably going to have to this one says Santa Express. So I might do, instead of having Santa Express again, another Santa. Because I have Santa's Workshop on there that I don't want on there. Wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even think about it. The whole thing looks, it's kind of like a small detail. So I try not to do my own decoration Santa things. But, we've done a lot of Santas this year. So it is what it is. And you could cut this with the backing and just have a bunch of pieces, but I like to keep my backing together. I like to know if I have a piece missing, because sometimes those little pieces get lost or get stuck to something. I do that too. I've gone and washed something and then I find it later on my backside. which is kind of funny. All right, here we go. This one says all aboard, so we're good with that. Admit one. I guess I should have fuzzed that because this is our first time using this one. It could have been fuzz, but I forgot. And we're committed. We'll see how it goes. If it's too sticky, I'll have to rethink the rest of them. I just love the shapes. It's so fun to like have something turn out so quick and easy, especially with one color. I'm just kind of a one color girl. I just love one and done. That's what I love. Nice and slow. There we go. That one's nice. Isn't that cute? So cute. I think that worked out okay. All right, here's the Santa's Express. So I am going to do this one, but try not to do the Santa's Express part. I'll do the rest around it. I think this is the one. Did I do something wrong? Oh, I see it. There's another one. Which one fits better? They kind of look the same. Ooh, this one doesn't look like it has wax on it. You can tell the difference. It's a little lighter. I skipped this one because it was still wet when I was waxing, so we want to get the wax on there before we go at it here. If you're a Perks member or a designer and you haven't gotten your wax set this month, it was $3 for the wax, and actually it was club members and designers could get wax. Yep, it fits on this one better. Okay, so we're gonna just go around because you can see this one says Santa's Express right there in that sign. So I'm gonna try to get that taken out by not doing it this first time. Sorry about there it is. I'm gonna carefully go around and do everything else but the sign. And then we'll come back on and do, once it dries, I'll do the hot cocoa sign on it. And we'll see what we can do about that other one. See if we can fix it. Because I prefer not to have Santa. I just have never done Santa. I'm that mean parent, I guess. I'm definitely getting dirty here. That one kind of moved the paste up my squeegee, so I'm kind of a mess. Not too bad. All right, so I did that one. I'm going to let that dry while I do the rest, and then we'll come back and put that little sign on there. You can see it's blank there in the middle. We'll put a different sign on it. All right, this one doesn't say anything, so we're good to go on this one. And these are silk transfers. They're sticky backed. Just got paste all over the side here. And then in wiping it off, takes off my first layer. All right, I think this is the one. Looks like it. A little baggage on top. It's easier if you don't have to do those little areas, but you certainly can. Certainly is doable. This would be really cute to put in like your coffee bar, hot cocoa bar for a decoration, wouldn't it? Because it's got the hot cocoa options. So cute. There's a little wreath and a little bow you can put on. I'm just going super neutral to make them look like cookies. And you wouldn't take and put color on your gingerbread cookies. So there we go. Even when there's a little leakage underneath, you don't even really notice. It looks pretty good. I think it's pretty good. All right. And our last card besides the fix up. So this one says 25 on the door. Or you can change it out with, let's change it out, right? How cute is that? We'll change it out with a little hot cocoa cup. So we'll do all the way around except for this little door. And I'm just taking the paste and I go away from the door. And it's going to be okay, even if I get it a little over the door. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not really great at coloring in the lines here with these little things. I don't always do that very well. So it's totally okay if you don't get it perfectly. We do have a little tool that would, get small spaces, but I'm always too lazy to take it out. I guess I'm a lazy crafter a little bit. I'm just picking it up with my squeegee. The squeegees are reusable too, so a lot of the tools you use are totally reusable. Now these trains are not reusable. Because these are not a reusable surface, but you could sand them down and start all over if you didn't like what you did the first time. So there we go. What did we do there? Got a little, I don't know what's going on there. So I didn't do the door. Trying to get the shine off. Is that cute? I didn't do that one door because I'll put the little cup on there. I want to say it's a coffee cup, but I know it's hot cocoa, right? All right, we are just a little over an hour here on this whole entire project, but I'm feeling good about it because we are getting her done. So I hope that you've had the same experience. Please do share in my Prairie Scraps Chalkin group if you get yours done, something done. Taking the wrong one, that's not good. I'm down to the last two things here. We got the hot cocoa on board sign. We'll just put that on there. And then I'll probably do a little fussing on my Santa window too, because I would like not to have Santa. I love all the detail in these. Like, you can get so much detail. They're not at all like those stencils that don't stick. I gave up on stencils when I started with Chalk Couture. Oh, that looks so good. I'm excited about that. Check that out. It says hot cocoa on board. Is that perfect? Looks so cool. And even if you missed a spot, you could always lay it back down and fix it that way. Okay, this was my other one. Is this dry? Around it. All right, the mug. Put the little mug in there. And you can see through these transfers, so you can get it centered on there just right. Press it down. Get all the air bubbles out. You don't want little air bubbles underneath it because it'll seep underneath and make little boo-boos. All right, let's see if I can get that off. Isn't that adorable? Adorable. That little mug there. So cute. Okay, then the other one I wanted to kind of work on here. I was going to try to take out the Santa's workshop here. I don't know. I didn't realize it is taking off my layer of camel underneath it. So I'm going to have to take it all off. Trying to stay in the lines though as I'm taking it off and get the lettering off. So you're kind of seeing the wood back again, the white wood, but it's stained. So I'm going to get my camel back. You see it? So it kind of wiped it back. It's okay. No panicking here. Not yet. Get my brush back out and try to patch it in just in the middle so we show through and have camel in the background. Don't want it to be white. I want it to be that dried up. So this is what I did, was I just put camel back there. This is all to get Santa off. I guess I could have left it, but you know, I just don't prefer to have Santa on my train. Prefer to not have it. And since I have the option, I wasn't really paying attention. So hello, Kimberly. Been on here for a while. I'm so glad to see you. Just trying to encourage everybody to like get to crafting. All right, so there you go. That's what it looks like. I think I'm just going to go ahead and give this number 25 a go. I think that's the one that fits there. This candy cane lane, but it looks like it belongs on a different door because you can change out some of these doors. Yeah, I think it goes on this little snowflake one, the candy cane lane. You can also, there's a little wreath on here that you can do, and there's also all aboard something on here. North Pole round trip. Let me see. There's an all aboard right there, admit one per ticket. But we're gonna take off this number 25 because that one fits exactly in this little door. And the other thing is I don't have any wax in that spot, so hopefully this works out. If not, we can kind of wipe away the whole thing and start all over again if we wanted. But we don't want to. We want to just be done. All right. Kind of leaving those little spots. If I can leave them attached, I will, because it's hard to try to line up. There's little dots in the corners. I'm trying to line those up really good. There we go. I think this is going to work. There we go. I'm excited. Really excited. I know the smallest things get me excited here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. I might take, isn't that cute? I got the 25 instead of, and I kind of pulled off some of the lines around there. So I might, yeah, I'm going to just lay this back down since I've got everything out. I think I can just lay it back down over it and do around the outside here. Just a little extra to kind of fill that in because it kind of removed off. Hopefully I got it in the right spot. There we go. Oh, some of it wasn't there anyway. There. That just looks more filled in. Okay, that is it. So yeah, a little long, almost an hour and a half. Lots of talking, lots of crafting though. Hopefully if you are crafting along, or if you're watching this while you're doing other crafts, that you will share with me. Even if you're coming back on the replay, say #replay. Tell me what you're working on for the craft club this month. Yep, it's after Christmas and I'm still doing Christmas because I didn't get my own Christmas done. Isn't that the cutest? Okay, so I think I fixed that one up pretty good, and we'll see if we can get together here our little train. Whoops, we've got some water coming out. Get that out of here because we don't want to get it wet. But I think it's super cute. Okay, here is one end of it, and here is the other end of it. I will try to set this up so you can see how it looks. I don't know. All right, that one is going to go this way. They hook together. They can move however you want them to move. I will take a picture and get it up for you so you can see. Oh, goodness. I definitely got some paint on those bars, and that is affecting them going on. There it is. Maybe that one won't go. It's easy, really. That one is not the right direction. I wonder if I did that one backwards. I may have done it backwards. Oh no! Not that. See, some of it, I think I might have. There we go. Starting to get it looking like a train. I think I did one backwards. I have to fix that too. This one is just all around kind of sticky to put on. It's not easy to get it on. Go on. All right, more here. That one maybe I did backwards too. I did two of them backwards, you guys. Dang it. That one's backwards. Because they only go on a certain way. I said I have to be sure I'm not doing that, but you know what? Didn't do that. Good thing I painted both sides. All right. This one too. 3 of them I did wrong. All right. Well, you're going to get the idea here. It's got a lot more to go, but there you go. I appreciate you all coming in, stopping in, and YouTube will have the time codes here shortly, probably tomorrow or the next day, so that you can look at it and just kind of skip ahead to where you want to. I'll make sure to put that on, but isn't that cute? And 3 of these I did backwards. And of course, one of them is the cup. So I appreciate y'all coming in. Make sure that you keep on crafting. If you want more information on the January Craft Club, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do an acrylic watercolor. And if you want to craft along with that specific project, put January down below and I will get you the information for that. And have a very blessed evening and keep on crafting.